Hi, welcome to this intro video for the webinar Self-Sabotage, Cracking the Code of Your Unconscious Mind. So thank you for your interest in this topic. It's an area which I love to talk about and I'm very passionate about, having become an accidental expert in self-sabotage. My name is Damien Colhane and I'll be sharing some very personal stories about how self-sabotage affected my life and impacted me and caused me some unnecessary suffering that affected me for many, many years. And I'm also going to share with you the insights as to why that happens. So why might you self-sabotage and how might that impact you and cause you suffering? So for example, we go into detail around the impact in terms of the emotional impact and also the suffering around some of the self-sabotaging habits or dysfunctional behavior that might cause you to do things that perhaps you don't want to or that you find difficult to change. So for me personally, it was around emotional eating, it was around being addictions to food, addictions to alcohol, and various other things that were very dysfunctional and caused me to sabotage relationships and also my health, which are two very common areas that people sabotage. There might also be the inclination for you to not really know much about sabotage, so I can help you to really define it and understand not only what it is, but why it happens. Why do we have a propensity to sabotage and how does that happen? So not only will we be exploring that, we'll also be looking into some helpful hints and tips to help you overcome that sabotage so that you know in future how to deal with those situations where you might be having sabotaging thoughts or sabotaging emotions or even behaviors that are sabotaging you. One of the things that I found was sometimes I wanted to change my behavior or I wanted to change my emotional state, but I found it very difficult and sometimes I wouldn't have any control over it, where I would just do things even though I didn't want to. So when I was doing emotional eating, for example, I would eat things even though I didn't want to, even though I was almost like trying to stick to something. I found it very difficult to actually to break that habit and to break that dysfunctional behavior. So I'll share some of that experience with you so that you get an insight into how that happened and why. When you register for the webinar, you'll also be receiving a complimentary copy of my latest ebook. It's a book all about how to pivot your mindset to overcome self-sabotage, and you'll get a complimentary copy just for registering on the webinar. You'll also get a link to the self-sabotage assessment, which gives you a kind of, if you like, a benchmark of how likely you are to sabotage an area of your life and also identify an area of your life that might be at risk of sabotage. So that can be really helpful for you in the future to not only benchmark whether you're going to sabotage, but also the area of life that might be at risk from sabotage. So I hope you can join me for the webinar. Click on the link below. All the details and registration will be in the link. And I look forward to welcoming you to the webinar and hope that you can enjoy me. Thanks for watching.